Disaster toll rises to 41. Zelensky worried Greenland road diverting focus from Ukraine war. Now to the world of sports. Salah returns to Liverpool training after AFCON. EPL, Nwaneri agrees deals to leave Arsenal. And those are the major headlines making the rounds today. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akiwumi. And my name is Omonike Babatunde. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 091-2929-4332 or 090-7722-7120. Up next is Diamond Breakfast Show, where we'll discuss and have in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories. But don't forget, you can follow us by logging on to any of Diamond FM online platform on www.diamondfm.net or keep up to date via our social media pages. Don't go away, please.
Hour after hour of quality programming all around the clock. With us, every second and minute counts. When it comes to bringing you the best of programming on radio, Diamond 88.7 FM remains your best bet. Be it sports, talk radio, entertainment, and music. One thing is certain, we've got you.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at the smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? It's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, a beautiful morning to you, Nigerians, and beautiful morning to you, Quarrens. You're tuned in to Diamond 88.7 of E. Laurie, and this is the Diamond Breakfast Show. From politics and governance to the economy and security, the Diamond Breakfast Show breaks down today's top stories and will suggest practical solutions. That's what we do on the Diamond Breakfast Show. This program will be live from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the time it's going to run through. And you can join us live on YouTube and be a part of this conversation. I am Omonike Babatunde, and I'll be guiding you through today's conversation. You're welcome. All right, what will be our focus for today? Our focus for today is like a masterclass in timing. One leader is perfecting the art of getting you a passport on time by publicly scolding officials for wasting the time. Meanwhile, another is teaching a fine skill of saying nothing happened until suddenly everything happens. That's a scene in Kaduna. And meanwhile, coming to Kwara State here in our own dear state, the state of Harmony. Well, another is showing students how to master the art of sleeping in classroom. Meanwhile, the students protested. Well, there's a question there that I have to ask. Is prioritizing NYC camp before education a good decision? Well, we get to converse and we get to hear our opinion on this very soon. I'm not alone in the house this morning. I am joined by Engineer Jacobs Omonike. It's a pleasure to have you again sit with me this morning, sir.
Thanks for having me. I want to appreciate the people in the house.
You're welcome.
I say good morning to everyone.
You're welcome, sir. All right, let's get to the first focus of the day. A human rights organization, that's a Christian Solidarity Worldwide Nigeria, CSWN. They've insisted that about 100 worshippers were abducted by suspected bandits during a coordinated attack in Kurumingwali community in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. Meanwhile, the state government denied it. They kept saying, no, nothing happened in that state. That's talking about the Kaduna State Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Rabiu, and the chairman of Kajuru local government area, Dauda Madaki. They dismissed the report and they describe it as falsehood being peddled by, conflict entrepreneurs in their words now. And they've made that claim. No, nothing happened. Meanwhile, while all this was happening, they denied this particular report. A U.S. lawmaker, Representative Riley Moore, condemned the attack while they've denied it. And also the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, also raised alarm on his ex-handle when he says about 172 worshippers were abducted from churches. And he spoke about, the security situation in Nigeria. And eventually, the Nigerian police force now confirmed that the report of the abduction in the state actually happened. It occurred, and they had to revoke, what they had said earlier. They refuted it. And then they mentioned something. They said the response was not in denial of the incident, but rather a measured response pending confirmation of details from the field. Now, look at that. That's their defense of, the claimed evidence or what they said earlier before saying nothing happened in their community. Well, engineer, we have to talk about this. The state government, that's talking about the Kaduna State now, the insecurity in Nigeria keeps escalating every single day. Now, why would a security force why would they initially deny a claim and eventually turn around to say, oh, yes, it happened? And meanwhile, even the local government chairman in that state, talking about some other persons that are closely related to this particular situation, are there, and they denied all this, and they are in that community. So what could be happening?
Thank you very much. I want to say that it's a very sad story to hear. In a situation like this, when we are trying to keep insecurity, at bay, or trying to put it at check. You see, where I will tell you precisely that the area that is mentioned is an area that is known to me to an extent.
Okay.
That environment is very vast, and you see, information travel faster in situations like this.
Okay.
When you look at that environment, they are one of those ungoverned spaces where they are in the interland. I think it would have been better for the government or people in authority that have one or two things to tell the public, if they have no adequate information, to share with the public. I think it is better that they remain quiet rather than debunking what actually happened. Those who are there are the people are on ground, are people who live in the environment, people some of those that escaped, from the hands of these individuals. They are the ones that are giving us this information. They're the ones that are bringing this information to the fore. And if somebody is coming out to debunk that kind of information, such a person should be on the ground to see things and say it is not what people are reporting, but you are not on ground. You are not aware of what is going on. People are telling you what is going on, and then it's been debunked. It shows the lack of synergy, between the government, the law enforcement agents, and the people. In this situation, the issue of trust starts coming in. The issue of trust starts coming in, and I will say also that what exactly is the government trying to cover? What are they trying to protect? Is it the people? Is it government interest or government image? So because this, as it is right now, we are in the front burner as regards issue of security. Let me tell you very sincerely, it's so alarming that when we were rated, Nigeria was rated about the third most dangerous country of the world. And some of the places where we hear these things in the past, where we hear them in Pakistan, we hear them in Afghanistan, we hear them in some places. What is happening with us today is far more bigger than what we say happens in those countries that we feel that is unheard of. Government should be to do something about it.
Yes.
What we have experienced in this country in terms of insecurity is extremely big. That today, when they want to put Nigeria in the world terrorism map, it's likely that we'll be coming probably first. How can this number of individuals be taken? If life really matter to us, if life really matter to government, most of these spaces are supposed to be well governed. Most of these spaces are supposed to be well protected. No, already that this is the target. American government recently flashed their lights towards Nigeria.
Yes.
And it got to the table of President Trump, and he made his pronouncement. When he made that pronouncement, a lot of us here said he was wrong to have said that. It was wrong for that government to have taken that decision without having to carry the Nigerian government along. And I want to believe that because of this trajectory that is becoming alarming,
yes,
to the face of the world, to the eye of the world, is that probably Nigerian government or Nigerian people are trying to play down on what is actually happening, so that it won't get to some quarter where they will feel that what we have said about Nigeria is true. If you want to do image laundry, it is not on the issue of security. When you want to do it, you can do it in economics, you can do it in other things, probably in sport, and it's not about human life. What pains me the most? Very recently, I observed, I heard on social media about a video that was sent that one woman was kidnapped between Omaron and Orago when she went to the market to go and get birds to sell and buy, the way they do. And the children were pleading on the social media for help financially. They were able to raise only 2.5 million naira. Okay, they were then there was a phone call from the kidnappers to them. Mama was speaking. After Mama spoke, the kidnapper collected the phone from the mama and told them that they better get 20 million naira. If they don't get 20 million naira, in a very short time from now, he would kill their mother. And he told them, he spoke in Yoruba that he will waste her in a short time from now. If that 20 million naira is not paid. They said they couldn't raise more than 2.5 million naira, and then they are looking to pleading that they should be able to get probably 3 million naira at the end of the day. If they are able to get 3 million naira, then that means they're lucky. If they have 3 million, they will bring that is their target. That is what they think he can get. And they said he will waste that woman in a matter of minutes. Now and then suddenly, before the phone went off, they started flogging that woman. The woman was saying that this kind of beating that she has received, she has never received it in her entire life. Now, is that being reported? No, it's not being reported.
Okay.
It is what we hear that we talk about. A lot of people are there in the bushes today, in the hands of kidnappers. How many will you mention? How many will you count? They are countless. It is the one that comes to us that we know. But how can we continue like this? The answer is no. The answer is no. People are afraid to travel today. We cannot play down on what is happening to us today and say this is beyond normal. This is abnormal.
Okay, but
and government needs to look at it. So today, if government is sincere with themselves today, if there's going to be recruitment should have been done by now. If there's going to be a supply of more sophisticated arms, it should have been done by now. If we have forest guard that they have employed, the forest guard should be in the forest right now, combing the forest. Either they have information about the forest or not. The forest should be kept clean. This forest becomes a hidden, a hideout for these bandits and criminals that feel they can hold Nigeria to ransom. They are holding us right now at the jugular. What is the government doing about it? If their home people are in the bush, or in these bushes, would they sit quietly in their office and say,
houses.
The office is no longer is no longer a place to accommodate anybody anymore. Everybody should be outside there.
Engineer, we need to go on a very short timeout, and when I'm back, we're going to talk about the influence of political, persons, talking about situations happening in their country, Nigeria, talking about the representative Riley Moore who had contributed and had spoken about it. Do you think influences of such persons like that, and even Peter Obi, will help the government to take action or acknowledge every insecurity happening in Nigeria? We keep having people like that speak up regarding situations in our country. That will be my next question when we get back after this break. Don't go away, please.
88.7 FM.
Ǹjẹ́ òun wọ́nà láti dáàbòbo àmúlò dátà rẹ? Ìdáàbòbo àmúlò dátà rẹ wà lórí áàpù rẹ. Yọ àwọn áàpù tí ò wúlò mọ́ kúrò lórí fóònù rẹ, àti pé púpọ̀ lára àwọn áàpù wọ̀nyí ló ní data safer mode mú àtúnṣe ìgbàlódé bá wọn. O tún lè lọ sórí setting kí o yọ auto update kúrò lójú òpó. Ní ìparí, tí àwọn áàpù tí o kò lò mọ́ kí o lè rí dátà rẹ lò lálòpẹ́. Àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ wọ̀nyí lè ṣe ọ́ ní àǹfààní. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé, kàn sí ìtàkùn ẹ̀rọ léwọ̀ rẹ tàbí ìtàkùn consumer.ncc.gov.ng fún àwọn ọ̀nà tí ó ṣe ọ́ láǹfààní lórí àmúlò dátà rẹ. Gbé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ wọ̀nyí lónìí kí o lè lo dátà rẹ lálòpẹ́. Ìkéde yìí wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn aládàáni tí ó gba ìwé ẹ̀rí lẹ́ka ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ àti àjọ tó ń rí sí ètò ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ NCC.
Ferrobin iron and care, be good for your body, yeah. Are you not aware? Polybac day for there. Your daily friend, for your blood, give me 10/10. Oh yeah. Feel your best, just do it on fast the test. Ferrobin. Blood builder for everybody, healthy body for everybody, Ferrobin, a product of It's in Health.
Diamond FM, your one-step dial.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still tuned into the Amid Breakfast Show on Amid 88.7 FM Ilorin. And we are still talking about, the insecurity situation in Kaduna State. The fact that the police, the security agency in that state denied that there's any insecurity in that state. But eventually there was a U-turn and they had to acknowledge that, yes, it is happening in this state. But before I went on that break, I said I'm going to ask engineer a certain question about, Representative Riley Moore from the United States, who contributed and told the government, to acknowledge what's going on in the states. But eventually, do you think, they did now, talking about that, and even, Peter Obi raised a voice regarding this. Do you think these influences, the government acknowledging their misdemeanor or talking about, every error happening in Nigeria, talking on insecurity still? Do you think this is an influence? If we keep having more of this, not just, in the country, but outside the country, we keep having, representatives from outside talking more about insecurity in Nigeria. Do you think we're going to have the government being very active about insecurity in the country?
I agree so.
Okay.
And I believe so. Because it has added, they have added their voices to the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. And I think it's better we talk about it, so that whoever feels is concerned about what is going on should say something. I know that it's not only Peter Obi that has spoken about this. Vice President Atiku Abubakar also said something. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also said something about it. And those who mean well for Nigeria are talking about it. And we here in the studio, we're also talking about it. So I believe that security matter is not a one-man show. A security matter is for everybody.
Yes.
Believing that even all security apparatus in Nigeria will put their hands together and create the synergy that is required to ensure that we get out of this quagmire that we found ourselves.
All right, but is there a way to bridge the gap, talking about the gap that is already there now, the communication gap between the security agencies, the community, the government, everyone encompassing everyone all together? How do we bridge this particular gap?
You see, I expect one thing, for us to identify that we have a problem. Okay? Understanding of, we have to understand that we have a problem. Then we need to analyze this problem, and then we need to look out for solutions to this problem. In looking for solutions to this problem, we itemize those solutions to the problem, and we pick the critical ones that we feel will answer to this issue out of the solutions that are found. And I must tell you that the security agencies alone can't find the solution to it. The locals themselves should be part of the solutions finding. And then at the end of the day, we make sure that we put these selected solutions to work and see that they work effectively. At the end of the day, we now come together to evaluate what we have, what we have applied. And if we find out that in our evaluation, we need to reevaluate, we also reevaluate. At the end of the day, we continue in the solution that is working. But the way it is today, government talks less. Most of the information you hear those information on the social media, and most of the time they are very sketchy. So I feel that at this point in time, every hands must be on deck to ensure that you can see what happened in Kogi State too. Very recently, there was this open show of bravado by these criminal elements somewhere around Obajana, and you can see the kind of steps that the security agencies and the government of Kogi State took. Remember the abduction in Ijiba, the one in Okoloki, and the rest of them. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Look at the one that happened in Kwara. They went into a monarch's house, picked the monarch, picked his son. They went to Eruku. They did all manner. They went to Koro, and then Ifelodun became the hotbed. After it's like, what exactly is government for? In the Constitution of Nigeria, I am not a lawyer, but I can tell you that in the Constitution of Nigeria, security of life and property is the most paramount thing there. Without security, what exactly is government sitting there, and what would they say they are doing?
Oh well, I would have
sitting in government.
I would have loved to deviate a little, talking about negotiating with bandits. How do we get How do they get consequences for action? How do we teach them a lesson? Okay, if you do this, there's consequence for it. But now we're negotiating with bandits in the state.
We've been told that they never negotiated with bandits. We were told. But let me tell you something. Negotiation with bandits shows government's weakness. Okay? Even people paying by themselves shows that they've been left to their own fate. It shows the weakness in government. It shows weakness in administration, and it shows weakness in the governance of people. Because if you are talking about safety if you go to, in my profession, what is most paramount is safety. If you are in the construction firm or you are in the construction site, you are expected to put on your helmet, and that is to save your head. Now, the first thing that most come to government, to their mind and to their conscience is safety. If the safety that they have swore an oath to keep, if that safety is not there, then the primary responsibility of government in that regard had failed.
Okay, let's take reactions from our listeners. Talking about the government, well, we, as people would say, God help us, we have to keep praying for them. But then if action is not taken, how do we, achieve what we desire in our country?
The only thing I would just say is that for a very long time, government took the quietness in the society, for good governance. They took the ungoverned spaces where you put 3 policemen in the entire community. Community of about 2,000 people or 3,000 people. You put 3 policemen there. They saw it as winning. They saw it as working. They never knew that it was only a time bomb for insecurity to fester. It's festering now, and we're actually not prepared for it. Over a very long period of time, this has been happening, and we've not been able to find solutions to it. It shows the weakness of. I won't mention it. Okay. But in one place or the other, it shows that something is not right. We are not doing something
right in this country. Well, let's take reactions from our listeners before we go on a very short timeout. Then we'll probably just dwell on the last topic of the day. And if time permits, we'll go for the second. I think we're going to have a rearrangement that way. 0913-655-6952 is still the number to call. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning. Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
God bless you.
Amen.
Never that young in Jesus' name.
Amen.
This is Godwin from that journey.
You're welcome, Mr. Godwin.
My guest, and Omonike, I'm asking you this question. Government, were they defeated by Boko Haram when they are negotiating with them? Are they beginning directly? That's weakness. Look at Katsina governor. He said that they were fighting them. Look at this Boko Haram. They went to church now, capture people every day, and they will pay them free of charge. They will go, come free, not arrested. What is here? Which way?
Which way? Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. Which way? God help us. 0913-655-6952 is still the number to call. 0913-655-6952 as well. The Kaduna state government denied that there's no insecurity in their state, but meanwhile they had a turnaround to say eventually, yes, there is. Hello, good morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is Officer Muchi calling.
You're welcome, officer.
First of all, this opposition that are crying now, if they cannot meet the government, can they find a solution and go and meet the people that are involved? That this and this and this, we try it. We should not be shouting on the air because our voices can be heard.
Okay.
I've been saying it in Taraba. If government fails to take care of us, can't we take care of ourselves? Should we live our life to be just left like that? In Taraba State, in Takum, these people they are worried. They come together. They can never be together as a community. Let's be frank with ourselves. Let's assume the government has failed in its responsibility. Can we as an individual, as a community, fail in our responsibility also? Is the government, are they the government that are killing our people? In those days, if somebody enters our community, we know that this person is not part of us. But today, everybody, I don't care attitude.
Right.
Yes, I don't care. Me and my family, and it's hurting us. Yes, And as for the government, they should rise up to their responsibility. Yes, like what the engineer said, that in the.
Are you there, officer?
But let government do massive recruitment.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, during the Babatunde era, they are recruiting 126 initiatives from almost 4 or 5 years. Let the present government, if they cannot recruit 126, let them come down to 50 initiatives every month.
Every month.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, officer. Thank you. But the feasibility of 50 every month, is that feasible? That's a question there again.
The issue is how many. What we should ask the government: how many police do you have to the people in the community? Do they have a data? Do we know how many people live in the community? I went to a community to work recently. No, not even recently, about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And in that community, I saw alien in that community. I saw the alien in that community were much more than the people in the community. If they decide to fight the community, can the community stand them?
They overpower.
And on a Friday, when they were going to pray, they had dangerous weapons with them. All of them had. They were hanging it on their shoulder. And tell me how the community will stand up to such people. And when they are all around them. The town is surrounded. The community was actually surrounded by them.
All right, engineer, let me take one message, then we'll go on a very short timeout. And when we're back, we'll go in for the second focus of the day. You can still send your messages, your reaction to 09136156864. That's for WhatsApp. Let me take this message, then we'll go on a break. Yes, says, good morning, the anchor and the analyst. It is unfortunate that many church worshippers were kidnapped in Kaduna. Instead of the security agencies to go and rescue them, the police officers came to debunk the claim. The chairman of the local government area also came out to, support the claim of the police. Yes, at the end of the day, the news was the kidnapping was proved to be true. Who is fooling who? With this latest development, the security agencies should try and work hard to curb insecurity ravaging many parts of the country. Mr. Samuel from Airport. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel from Airport. We'll go on a very short timeout, and when we're back, we'll continue this conversation and we'll go further to what's happening in Kwara State, Nigeria. Don't go away, please.
Diamond FM, your one-step dial.
My fellow country people, I hope say you don't hear about health insurance policy wey Kwara government they talk about today. The information are confirmed and the thing good for you and me as a person and as family. This health insurance, e dey for everybody. For papa and mama, this health insurance also dey for people wey get HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, even pikin under 5 years, plus including pregnant women. Me and my family don't register with just small money. My friend, you fit go any hospital where they do health insurance, whether na public or private hospital. Pay small money and register sharply. With that money where you pay for your family, it go cover you for 1 year. Bam. Now so the thing bill. If you love yourself and this beautiful woman and pikin, go register and get your health insurance coverage so that you no go pay too much when sickness come. You fit call this number for free. Then no go come out your money, Joe. 080-010-010 again 01 or go to House 27B Amado Bello Way, GRA for Ilorin. This message now from Kwara State Health Insurance Agency.
Tune in to Brilliant, Diamond 88.7 FM.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still tuned into the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 of Ilorin. Well, let me take some messages real quick. Then we'll go in for the second topic. We're not, disarranging anymore or rearranging anymore. We'll go straight for the second topic. Here says, good morning, presenter and our guest. My submission is partially contrary to our guest's opinion. Nigeria's problem is directly related to misplaced priority. Neither debunking insecurity report nor being silent is good. Government should avoid being irresponsible and make lives of masses priority. Femi from Amsterdam. Thank you so much, Femi. Here says, good morning, the DBS Golden Voice of Omonike. Good morning, our guest. One thing we must understand is that insecurity will not stop automatically. Those ways some of us had wished. The attack by these bandits is like the case of a hunter and the hunted. The hunter is wiser and better prepared than the hunted. Nigeria is a big country with different interest groups. There are those profiting from this established venture, and they will do anything to keep it going. If we Well, honest enough, we have less than 45% who genuinely love this country. As for information dissemination, there are certain information the government will try to keep away from the public in order to allay fears and tension that could lead to more disaster. By His grace, we should overcome these challenges, Elder Yemi Asaju. And he said local insecurity is aided more by indigenous people. Enemies within are more dangerous than enemies from elsewhere. He says if we all resolve to stop it, it will stop. We're all responsible and not the government alone. Thank you so much for your message. And we've still got quite a number of the messages. Here it says, except for God Almighty's intervention. This is what I'm saying. We keep relying on God when we should actually take action ourselves. He says, except for God Almighty's intervention, before we can sleep with our two eyes closed in the affected communities, a whole Oba of the community was kidnapped with a child and several others in the same community, and several of the communities were asked not to negotiate with the bandits. And the government is not taking proactive measures. Is it only he that wears the shoe that knows where it pinches him? Okay, it is only he that wears the shoes that knows where it pinches him. We never voted for an unbearable livelihood. Our government has failed us. 2027 is at hand. Prince Bankole or Wakajola. Okay, that's a call right there. 2027 is at hand. Let's go very briefly to the second topic of the day. Now, the Minister of Interior, Olubomi Tunji-Ojo, yesterday paid an unannounced visit to the Nigerian Immigration Service, that's NIS Passport Office in Gwagwalada in Abuja. Well, I would have loved to speak more on it, but then let's take a listen to some of the things he said when he paid the visit to there, because, there were several talks about the time they opened, the time they attended to people, talking about the VIP session and several others. But then let's take a listen to him.
After when they paid online, I don't want to hear money from the people. I don't want to hear money from the I don't want to hear put on the agenda. So what time are you supposed to open?
We're supposed to open by 8, but we wait the arrival of applicants.
Okay, applicants were by 9, right?
9:30.
Okay, so they can, no, when, so 9, then you have done 7, that's 21.
Oh, well, the video is quite lengthy, so we're going to just listen to that, talking about the time they open, the time they attend to people, talking about they open by 8, the office area has been opened by 8, they put on the gen by 9, they attend to people by 9:30. That's what the woman said. And he spoke about the fact that, what happens to attending to people, because there are several persons seated waiting to be attended to. But now, let's talk about this surprise visit by the minister. Do you think this is just going to, is eventually, are we going to have a long-term effect of, his visit? Because just as we know, there's going to be, quick, immediate activity just upon his arrival there. But then do you think this will extend beyond yesterday? Because if we go back there today, again today, it might be the, repetition of the same thing that has been happening right from the onset.
Oh, well, I know that the immigration people have the way of doing their own thing. I was also in one of their offices, particularly the one in Ilorin here, and I knew how chaotic it was the day I went there.
Oh well, I had the experience too.
Yeah, it was that day was I think I was there on 2 or 3 occasions. It was chaotic like that, and there should be a better arrangement than what it is. I feel that what the minister had done is good, and I think really should be commended. A lot of people see it as window dressing, but I don't see it like that.
All right.
Because if all of us are alive to our responsibilities, Nigeria will be a better place to be. I don't want to overflog the matter. I believe in the land of duty, things like this should happen, where people are checked, and or you are given your on-the-spot assessments. You are giving, whoever is faulty, giving them their own. Whoever has done things right, then you commend them.
Right.
I think as at now, if you go to any of these passport office in Nigeria, you will likely see them sitting up. People want to do things the way they want it, but when they are not allowed, everybody wants to have it easy. Just let me do it the way I want to do it.
Right.
But if that is not what is laid down, for you. These are not the way it's laid down for you to do, and then you want to do it in your own way. Somebody is there to come and tell you, to check you and say, no, you are doing it wrongly. I think it's better. It will whip everybody in line and make us do things normally.
What about the inequality? More or less, there's been, a slight talk about inequality in terms of why should there be VIP session? Yes.
Well, that is the way we are wired in this country. Yeah, in those days, they tell you Operation War Against Indiscipline talks about that a lot, where people shunt on queues. And then you feel that, this person is important, is a personality somewhere. They say, please, you can leave the queue, please come to the front, and and like that. This was what they were trying to curb then, and these people are taking it to another level. They take it to another level where, number one, those people are recognized as VIPs, and number two is that they are given preferential treatment above others. In fact, they put them in AC rooms and the rest of them.
He mentioned it.
He said, you are here enjoying AC and the rest of them. It shows, there's decadence in society, honestly. Okay. And it is, if we trace this decadence, we'll trace it back to these elites. Elites who feel that they are above others. Nigeria has become another animal farm. Animal farm.
God help us. Well, let's go straight to the last topic of the day so we can take reactions all at once. Well, if you're in Kwara State, you would, if you listen to news, you would realize that there were reports about a certain protest happening at the Kwara, that happened at the Kwara State Polytechnic here in Kwara State, Nigeria, and that the police agencies tried to disperse them with some tear gas, and there were claims of other ammunitions that were used to disperse these protesters in school, at the school, in the institution. But then, in case you're wondering what's going on, the reason is because there has been a move, more like a decision made by the state government because of the bandit and the insecurity situation happening, because of the location of the NYC camp at Yikpata. They had to move the location of NYC camp because, just as you know, a certain batch, I think it's batch A, stream 1, are going to the camp now. So rather than taking them to Yikpata where they might put them at risk, the government decided we're going to use the Kwara State Polytechnic because the students were on holiday. That's for about a few weeks, and then it was time for resumption, but they had already set up the place for camp. Now, the students upon resumption realized they were told to go stay in classrooms for pending 3 weeks, although what I read was that they were told to stay away from school for 3 weeks. But then how about some persons who probably have traveled quite some distance into town? And this has escalated into, chaos, because the students still said they're going to have another protest today. Meanwhile, this whole situation is going on and on. The Kwara State PDP has condemned this particular action, and they demand immediate transparent investigation, into the conduct of the police officers that were involved in the suppression of, the protest and getting to harm some of the students and even some of the staff, because according to what we read, some of them got, injured in the process of this. Now, what would you say about this all happening? Although there has been talk about priorities, priority of education over, orientation camp and the likes. But let's talk first. So what will be your reaction, to what's going on at the moment?
I want to say it's regrettable that the police authority will always think of a brute force when issues like this happen. It's a civil thing, and demonstration is not a crime.
Okay.
So, because number one, I think we need to reorientate our security people. Number one is that it is lawful to demonstrate as long as it is not violent.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, the use of brute force should be the last resort. Yeah, because they should also see that they are growing up, they have children in the schools, and then when you want to treat matters like this, you treat them as if they are your own. You don't treat them as if they are leftist or they are outcast. So and then you need to look at it. Is their complaint, is it genuine or otherwise? If their complaint is genuine, now how do we solve this problem? This is pure sociology. Are you getting my point?
Yes, I'm with you.
We need to look at it. People who are complaining, do they have the right to complain? The answer is yes. Are they not supposed to be in school? They're supposed to be in school. Now, is that place at NYS orientation camp? The answer is no. They are tenants in that place. And if they are tenants, are they supposed to dislodge those who are supposed to be the rightful tenant, the rightful owner of the place? The answer is no. So in this situation, I think you need to kind of sit down and prioritize. The answer, the way things are being handled, it shows that we are not socially matured to handle situations by ourselves. This is not the way to do it. I'm sorry, this is not the way to do it. I'm very disappointed. I was looking at the video and seeing canisters being shot at students and then driving them from pillar to post. It shows that you are actually looking for trouble. You see, we also went to the university. In my own days, it is this issue of Ali must go and the rest of them. We're having serious issues with the authority, you know. And the moment students see blood, you know, the moment within their ranks, and they're able to see that somebody has been injured or somebody has been shot, they go wild. They go wild, very wild.
But if I'm going to ask you now, two questions in one, so we can take reaction from our listeners. Is this a case of misplaced priority? And then considering the fact that some other states, I've read about some other states that relocated their camp outside the state, and they took it outside the state, outside the border of the state, because they're trying to secure the safety of core members in that state. Do you think they probably should have explored that, or take Kwara State off the list for the month or for the year, and then give it over to probably Osun State, the numbers that should be allocated to them, given to another state?
I'm sorry, there are a lot of facilities in Kwara State that can be put to use in that for that purpose. The use of Kwara Police is a misplaced priority for me. I feel that Kwara State Polytechnic is a non-institution on the global map. Is an institution that is running. It's not as if they are on recess or they have taken to somewhere else. They are up and running, and it's not a small institution. It's a very big institution. You know. So in that kind of space, where do you ask the staffs of that place to go because they are on salary, the government? So if they are not to stay in their different homes, and then where do you want the students to go? Everything in life is about time. It's timing. These students' time should not be wasted because of one decision or the other. If I feel that there are other facilities, all around Kwara State that they can take them to Kwara South and take them to other places. Are you getting my point? Yes. And then make sure that the security of place is adequate to keep them. Then what is wrong with government fortifying Yipata and ensuring that the place is kept very safe? Put everything in place for them so that they can return back to their own camp.
All right.
These are solutions that they should look at and then decide to. I don't know. I'm short of words, but I think this is not just right.
All right. This is another concern we have right in our very own community, Kwara State, Nigeria, talking about the NYC core members who are already out of their parents' abode and they are trying to, serve their fatherland. Now, we have a case of other students who had left their parents' abode as well and trying to gain education, trying to, go to school. But then this is a situation of children who had left home, but then are probably stranded somewhere. You cannot go in for your NYC. You cannot go into your institution to get to your academics. And there was a picture that was sent to me, and they said students who paid for hostels are sleeping in classrooms inside mosquitoes.
Yes, you can find them there now. You can find them. It's a sorry state. They left their home. Traveling on the road these days, is it longer safe? You are sending them back to their different homes. Can you guarantee their safe return to their homes?
All right.
I feel we have two institutions. We have the NYC as an institution. We have the Polytechnic as an institution.
Yes.
And then they are not the same. They should be allowed to operate independently. So if they want to operate independently, I think the best thing to do is to look for other better place. If they cannot keep Ipata safe, for these core members to be. They should find other alternative places for them and allow Kwara State protecting program to run the way it should.
All right, let's take reactions from our listeners. The time is fast spent. We have less than about 6 minutes to check out time. 09136556952. Hello, good morning, Mr. Godwin. You're welcome back. All right. You're welcome back.
Let us do the right thing at the right time.
Okay.
And let us emulate good things. When Wanda sit down, don't put it. Let us emulate good things for God's sake.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. Thank you for your contribution. 09136556952 still the number to call. Here says government decision to use Kwara Poly as temporary site for orientation camp was well thought out, but it is taking too long to find a lasting solution to the problem. Government must do something with minimum delay to get this problem solved. Police must learn how to handle crises involving students and women with minimum force with little or no damage at all. Elder Yemi Asaju. And here it says according to Section 14, subsection 2B of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. When insecurity thrives, it represents a fundamental breach of the social contract. Insecurity in Nigeria is a multifaceted problem that requires a multifaceted solution. While the government has recently ramped up recruitment and equipment procurement, the ultimate victory lies in good governance. When the state provides infrastructure, justice and economic hope, the appeal of criminality naturally fades away. This is from Coyote Kolawole Esquire. Thank you so much for tuning in. And here it says the Kwara Poly Authority has made an expensive mistake. Now, I'll come to that question, Engineer. That will be my last question. Because talking about the Kwara State Polytechnic Authority and the state government. Now, who is to blame here? Because I have a reaction. I have several reactions that were sent to me talking about some person saying, the state, the director or servers in charge should have, spoken to the government. No, it's not allowed. My students are resuming. But some other persons are of the opinion, no, he can't say that to the government. That is boss. He can't say that.
That in the first place was not even his decision.
Oh, well.
It was not a decision.
Oh, well.
To allow his institution to be used for that purpose. No, it was not.
It was not.
No,
all right. Okay, here says the Kwara Poly Authority made an expensive mistake. Rather, the body concerned should have extended the holiday to cover the 3 weeks meant for the NYSC orientation. However, the students should have used maturity to have tolerated the coppers as well, knowing fully well that they are birds of the same feather as their potential coppers. Demonstration or protest, therefore, is not the best solution because if not for the government's immediate intervention, the crisis might result to loss of life and properties, which may end up costing the student extra years, and poor parents will still be liable. Prince Bankolio Kajala, thank you so much, Prince. And here says, in this emergency security time, more power and responsibility needs to be dedicated to law enforcement agencies across all states and local government throughout Nigeria, so that when the security challenges happen, it can truly be localized and we know who to hold accountable. And he says, unless the government is yielding to ground the bandits, by now, Yukpata security should have been restored by now. But unnecessary riot will have been, the unnecessary riots will have been avoided in Kwara Poly. Aliu from Ilori. And he says, good morning, Omonike and Engineer. It's me, Engineer Gamble. State government should pay all their transportation back home, to and fro. Okay, that's a suggestion there. That is to say, is that for the core members or for the student, Engineer Gamble? That's what we need to know. To and fro, student or for the core members. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Abdurrafiu calling from Ilorin.
You're welcome, Mr. Abdurrafiu.
Thank you very much. Instead of what they are doing there, that they are stopping the academic session, why can't they not partner with the SOBI and use their parade ground or the IV Tech at Ajafepo? So it is not good for stopping academics, you understand? And for those that are saying Kwara is safe, that there is no insecurity, I think that one shows now that even the insecurity is still not over. And moreover, they're supposed to know how they are going to.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Here says, sorry to have this. My source made me realize that the rector had a meeting with the state government, but it was an enforced decision. Okay. So we should stop blaming the rector.
No, we can't blame the rector.
All right. Thank you. Okay, he's talking about the students of Kwara Poly. They should be given transport to go back home. All right. Hello, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. You're welcome, sir.
This is Dr. Larry Okiki.
You're welcome, doctor. You're welcome. Very briefly.
My advice to the state government is that they should try to open back the school and find another alternative so to this issue, so that the issue will be resolved. So on the former issue, it is about insecurity issue. So we are lack of discipline and injustice. It is this that is encouraging those bandits. So they should try to find the solution to it. Dr. Larry,
thank you so much, Dr. Larry Okiki. And that will be it for today. Taking reactions. And Kolade Ayinde from Asadam will see you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Engineer, if I'm going to, take your remark regarding the three topics we've spoken about today, talking about the Tunji Ojo, the Minister of Interior, when it's called that the officials, and they're happening in Kaduna State and now Kwara State, talking about the protest of the students against what is happening in their school. Do you think they should have tolerated the core members? Because one day they will also want to serve and they might be stranded not knowing what will happen to them. Do you think they should have, if you're going to admonish them?
As for me, I feel that we should, if you see somebody is selfish, you can't say somebody should not be selfish. Somebody should not be self-centered.
Yes.
Is what you should say. I feel that it's not the fault of the core members, not the fault of the students. It's the fault of the government.
Okay.
Government should do what we feel is correct, allow the academics of the student to flow properly, don't distort their calendar. And that's number one. Number two, we should be able to keep the NYC people safe where they are, or take them back to their camp and keep them safe. Now, the issue of Tunji Ojo, I think we expect that every other minister will do the same thing. Let it not be Tunji Ojo alone. Let it spread around all the ministers. Let us see that they're actually working.
All right, thank you so much, Engineer. Thank you for coming on Diamond Breakfast Show. And to you tuned in to listen today, thank you so much. Do have a wonderful day. I remain Omonike Babatunde, and Eba Adasi comes up shortly. To have a great day. Want to know why we do